All right, what is going on? Is everyone here? Is everyone here? What is going on? Guys, gals, aliens, degenerate crypto gamblers, welcome back to the channel. Happy Freaky Friday. That's what we call it. Happy Freaky Crypto Friday. Is everything looking good, sounding good? Just want to make sure we're good. We got a bunch of cat hair on our shirts, as you can see. But we're rocking the BITFLEX shirt today. We're rocking the BITFLEX shirt because, of course, we are running our little giveaway here. We got a treasure giveaway that we are running all through the month of November, this month, which we're like, it's the 8th. I mean, gosh, we're almost already through November. It's crazy, guys. So we got a Trump victory in the cards. We have the Feds cutting the interest rates still. We have Tether minting a crap ton of USDT to flood into the markets. Solana's breaking its bull flag pennant in the breakout right now. Solana's crushing it. We got the memes going insane, and so we wanted to do a live stream to give you guys maybe some easy 3 steps that you could take going into the next 5 to 6 months in this bull run to be as successful as possible. And to keep it very simple, it's very easy 3 steps. We're going to go through them, but first we're going to break down some of the Bitcoin and altcoin analysis. We're going to go through a little bit of the news, and we're going to maybe go into a little bit of the Me token and pull up medieval empires, and hopefully we can run the game and not have our computer crash while we're live streaming. We'll see how it goes. Because then everything is going to be running, and so we'll see how that happens. And then I'll tell you guys what basically I have been buying as a representation of the CoinMarketCap portfolio that we built, and then we will go through the Q&A. But make sure you guys are letting yourselves be known in the chat. I'd love to see who you are, where you're watching from, and I would love to just get your thoughts on the markets and where you think Bitcoin is going to be going in the immediate short term. Now, I think it's probably going to be crushing 80K here pretty soon, but we have had some pullbacks, a little bit of resistance because we're in price discovery now. We're basically creating new ranges from these new all-time highs, and ultimately, we're going to have to really get our heads wrapped around Bitcoin being at $150,000 and then retracing like all the way back to 90K. It's going to be crazy, guys. And then even from that 90K, we could go to $300,000. So there's a lot of volatility that is going to be happening in the next 5 to 6 months, but ultimately to the upside. So we want to have those clear steps in place to where we can all go into the next 6 months just with the plan. Like, you have the strategy. You're not like fumbling around. You're not like, oh my God, because like I have just, maybe why my face looks so sad in the thumbnail is because, I have just made, to be honest, I've made some pretty stupid moves in the past couple of years. Like, I've made some really dumb moves, like, to be completely honest with you guys. Like, I have made some really stupid moves, and all spans from being impatient, from getting completely influenced by crypto Twitter, not having enough conviction in what I've studied, and just moving around too much, flip-flopping, flopping, groping, flopping and groping, as Crypto Face would say, flopping and groping. And so ultimately what you have to do is say, okay, how am I going to learn from this? Well, you're going to try and not repeat those same mistakes, and you're going to have a strategy and a plan. And so I think ultimately what I've learned over the past couple of years is that if you don't stick with your plan and you deviate and you let things knock you off, it will 100% be you'll see the reflection of what ends up being your portfolio holdings, where you're at, if you've just maybe just been straight, just like you felt like you haven't gone anywhere. And this is going to help. I think this is ultimately going to help when I go into the 3 simple steps of how we can be successful. And first, we want to make sure you guys know that we are doing a treasure giveaway. Part of the 3-step little 3-step program here, these 3 easy, simple steps, is having multiple exchanges set up and having cold storage, having different wallets set up, and not getting stuck in having all your eggs in one basket, that basket being a specific exchange. You want to have multiple exchanges set up. I mean, you want to have as many as you possibly can and have the access to these platforms. Know that like how's the networks, like whatever networks are actually available to use on these exchanges, how you're going to be able to move liquidity around and stable coins and things like that. So it's really important that you guys start to do this because it's going to help you in the bull run. Basically, the last time, the last bull run, people got stonewalled by some of these exchanges because the moment that things started to heat up and things were going up hundreds of percent in a day, of course, the exchanges maintenance the network. We need to maintenance the network. Oh, the exchange is down. And you don't want to get caught like that. So the most important thing is you need to be exposed, have exposure to multiple different exchanges, and not have everything all on one exchange. You shouldn't have your crypto just sitting on an exchange to begin with because you want to be a self-custodian. It's the whole point of, I think, crypto is to be able to be your own bank inside of a wallet, digital wallet, literally in the palm of your hand, on chain, and you can make the choices. You don't have to ask someone. You don't have to ask. It's just you do it. You interact with the contract. That's it. There's no ID. There's no like BS. It's just DeFi. And so you got to have that set up. All right, so make sure you guys are using this link in the description. We'll make sure we'll put it in the chat. And this is running till the end of November. Just want to make sure you guys are aware. And we will post it up in the chat. And we will be announcing the winners in December. All right, so let's get into the Bitcoin price. Let's see what's happening with the Bitcoin price currently right now. We're getting a little bit of a consolidation. We're getting some breakdowns. But ultimately, we hit that resistance on this band here. You can see that from this line, we've had this line drawn up here, this parabolic curve, which this parabolic curve is hitting on every single bottom point. Like we drew it from the bottom of 52,000 and we just curved it. We just did a basic curve. And now what's happening is we already broke below the curve and hit that 67,000 high, lower high. And so it's possible that, I don't want to say it, but it could be possible that we pull back to 72. We pull back to 72, and then that is the last little shakeout before we get a mega run to the upside. Now, I'm pretty certain, we're going to be crushing up to over 100K. We have another FOMC meeting coming in December where they're probably going to cut the rates again. That's been their plan. They said, look, we're going to probably cut rates on each consecutive meeting coming up until we get to about 2% interest, federal interest rates. So the cheaper it becomes for banks to lend out money, borrow money, leverage their money, Bitcoin is going to go up because that is historically what has been happening. If you look at the chart of Bitcoin and you take it and put it with an interest rate indicator of showing when the interest rates were like damn near zero, Bitcoin went to all-time highs. And so what we're seeing now is that we're kind of seeing this. We're seeing interest rates going down and money markets going up because it was so expensive to borrow money for the past year and a half, 2 years. And then whilst everything is going up, so now we're starting to get the pivot into the other side where we get cheaper money, cheaper debt. More people are going to be able to get loans. Banks are going to be lending out money like crazy because they're going to want to get that interest. They're going to want to get their payout too. But guess what? I think what ultimately is going to be sending these markets up is that we got those ETF inflows. We had the biggest record inflow for the ETFs by just BlackRock alone. BlackRock literally put in over $1 billion, $1.1 billion in ETF inflows. And then you combined that with Fidelity, Bitwise, ARK, Invesco, Franklin, Valkyrie, VanEck, Grayscale, and we had a total of $1.3 billion of ETF inflows, which is like record breaking. So that alone should get you feeling pretty bullish that because retail isn't here yet, we have institutions like this, and also, this is partly retail too. This has to do also with a little bit of retail, and maybe some of the boomers and their financial advisors are telling them, hey, you better start scooping up these ETFs. It's a way for you to get exposure without having to actually do anything with creating a wallet. You just buy the ETF. And so ultimately, we're going to probably see slivers of all of these accounts, whether it be Fidelity. You got to think like Fidelity is super bullish on crypto, just adding Litecoin to their assets. So where you can hold Litecoin, you can hold Bitcoin and Ethereum on Fidelity and have it be part of your retirement investment portfolio. And so this is going to get exposure to millions of investors that normally wouldn't think to be investing in Bitcoin, Ethereum, or Litecoin, but then also through the modalities of the ETF is ultimately what sent Bitcoin to all-time highs to begin with. When you go to the daily chart and you look at where we broke out, right here in January is where we had the ETF announced, and then we had a little pullback and then basically just crushed it all the way up to all-time highs. And you can see here that even we had this little bull flag consolidation, and then bam, we just started to crush. And so this is what I think is going to ultimately happen with Ethereum. But then also we're just going to establish another little shelf here, just kind of like how we did here. We did a massive pump. We went up 21% right there. And then I think what's happening now, you can see how much have we went up from this bottom. We went up 13%. So I think we are due for for a push up 20%, 21%, which would bring us to $80,000, over $80,000 right onto the curve, literally right onto the curve, perfect timing. And then we could just stay sideways, or we only stay sideways for just a little bit, because then look, you can see when we did a 21% move, then from February, only maybe just a couple days, it was like February 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th, 20th, maybe like a week and a half, and then just a week and a half of sideways, and we pumped to all-time highs. And so could this be what happens right here, where we get a pump up to here, and then we go sideways a little bit, and then we get the move, and then we get the pump. We get the pump, guys. That's kind of what we're looking at. That's how we're analyzing the charts right now. We could get a little bit of a pullback, but at this point, I'm more on the cards that we're going to get this. Like, look at this. I feel like it's going to really mimic this movement right here, where we basically go up 20%, sideways action for a week, and then we pump to new all-time highs. So 20% move, if you're doing it from the same type of consolidation of green candles, going to the downside right here, You pull it up 20%. 20% brings us up to 82,000. Then we could potentially just chop a little bit for maybe a week, and then boom, we start to go. We start to fly. Now, put a 1 in the chat if you agree with that analysis, or if you think that's pretty solid. That's kind of what I'm looking. That's kind of what I'm looking for. I'm looking for something like that. We'll see. We'll see what happens. All right, now let's check on Ethereum, because Ethereum's dominance is starting to go up. Check this out. Once we start getting an 18% Ethereum dominance, this is when we're going to get the run back into the altcoins. The altcoins, if you remember, in January, February, and March of just this year, when ETH went up 20% and we were at 18% dominance, that's when we had the mega run. Or it wasn't even a mega run. It was just a teaser. It was just a teaser run. It wasn't even like the run. It was like a little taste of what the bull run is going to give us when we really start to run. I'm talking like 18, 20% ETH dominance, Bitcoin dominance, actually topping out at 60, still breaking all-time highs as it went down, which is hilarious. And it's so, once you start to think about this, you're like, okay, are we actually going to get Bitcoin above 80K with dominance at 57% and Ethereum breaking all-time highs and altcoins then following suit? It's basically what is happening right now is you start with Bitcoin. Bitcoin pumps. People start to get more bullish sentiment in the market. Then Ethereum starts to go. Then people start to think, okay, I'm going to counter bet and think, what is going to outperform Ethereum? Then people start to buy the altcoins, and then you see how it starts to trickle down. It starts to trickle down, and really what it is this. It's just a shifting of momentum of where ultimately when the altcoins then pump, then everyone's going to be taking profits into the asset, into the main chain asset that they had been either trading on, swapping on, whether it be Tron, Cardano, Ethereum, AVAX, Solana, any of these, those are going to go up subsequent of people taking profits back into those assets. And then guess what? People are going to think, okay, the cycles for Bitcoin at this point are getting shorter of where we're going to be in bear markets, especially for Bitcoin. Altcoins are a different story. Altcoins, the bear market lasts a little bit longer. They get wrecked. But in terms of store of value, because of the supply and demand mechanism of Bitcoin, you got to remember that ultimately, this is what is becoming the biggest store of value is Bitcoin. That's why BlackRock is buying so much freaking Bitcoin right now, because they are using it as a store of value to protect their... They manage trillions of dollars under their management. They are the custodian of trillions of dollars. Okay? And they are going hard into Bitcoin. Harder than anyone is right now. So that should tell you that if they are doing that, then this is what we have to do. We have to know that when we start to make insane gains in altcoins, we're going to put them in stables, but mostly we'll be pivoting and rotating it back into Bitcoin. And I think if we had this mentality, all of us, to then take profits out of alts and put it back into Bitcoin, Bitcoin will just infinitely fucking go up. Excuse my language, but it'll just infinitely go up. It will be then that the whale selling pressure and the trading of perpetuals and people trying to short Bitcoin will not be able to make the price dump as much as it has been in these cycles. I don't know if that makes sense, but I feel like that's what's going to happen, because that's how you get Bitcoin eventually going over $1 million per coin, because people are hodling it. Like they're not going to be actively trading it as much because it's so scarce. Like, it's going to get to that point. At least I believe it will. So I'm trying to train my brain into whenever I start to take profits or have extra cash, I'm putting it into Bitcoin. It seems like the play. And you could go as far as like, you could be super degen and just be all like exposure into altcoins. But, we're going to go into one of the 3 steps is that you have to be, diversified. You have to have a nice split. You have to have some risk management, or you could just be like headband high and just be a complete degenerate. Shout out to Headband High. I'm totally kidding. I know Headband High definitely has some Bitcoin as well. All right, but yeah, shout out to everyone. Shout out to all the people that are watching the stream right now. I don't know how many people are watching. I haven't checked. I've been trying to not focus on how many people are watching my live streams, because I think ultimately when I do that, I get distracted because who knows? I mean, it could be 30 people, it could be 2, it could be 0. But at the point where I start to let that get to my head, it's just like not gonna be well for my mind, and also just the grind as well. Just it'll make you think too much about it. But I do appreciate you guys for coming in and showing support for the channel and all that good stuff, all that good jazz. All right, so yeah, interesting. In the TON ecosystem, well, a tiny little bit, like literally like pennies worth. I bought some TON, I sent it in a wallet, and I tested excuse me, sorry. I think I got bit by a spider or something like that, and I don't like how it's looking. I'm like, I might need to get it checked. I'm like, I got some kind of spider bite on my leg, and I'm like, I don't like how it's looking. Yeah, I got a little bit of exposure into the TON ecosystem with resistance dogs. So there's some memes that are pretty popular right now on the TON ecosystem, and that is one of them being TON Cat. I know there's TON Cat. There is resistance dog. There's God, what else? There's Not Coin, of course. There's Not Coin. All right, so let's see what's performing well right now. ADA is actually pumping. I think finally the Cardano community came in hot and said, we're tired of everyone making cuckold jokes about us and about our wives' boyfriends. We're finally going to pump this thing. So let's see if Cardano can get back to the second range, what we call the second tier range of where it was for the previous bull market, and then where it started to really pump up and bank out on that $3 Cardano. And so I think what might send the Cardano FOMO up to into the bull run would be that dollar breakthrough. It breaks through that dollar, then it's sitting at some pretty decent support at that dollar to possibly bring it up a little bit higher. So yeah, Cardano's looking pretty good. And Tesla got a really, really nice pump. Tesla right now is looking good. 7% on Tesla. Some rumors that Hosky is in talks with Trump. Oh, the Hosky, the meme coin on ADA. Let's see. Yeah, the Hosky token right now, the market cap is pretty low, like 2 mil. Let's check the DEX on this thing and see how many holders there are of Hosky, the Hosky token. Market cap, is that the right one? I don't think that's the right one. Is it this one? I was like, thought you were talking about the token or something. Sorry. I'm such a degen. I'm like, what, the meme coin? Hosky? I'm like, are you talking about that one? Yeah, I don't know if this, yeah, but I don't think that's it. That's hilarious. Oh, man. Yeah, what are some bullish Cardano memes? I know we had Snek, like Snek was one of them. Snek was I think one of the more top tier ones. Let's see. Let's go to Cardano. Cardano, Snek. Yeah, I think that's, yeah, Snek has the most liquidity, and there's MinSwap. I always thought it was Mint Swap, but it's MinSwap. Let's see what else has some pretty high liquidity right now on Cardano. Yeah, and like, so pretty much the high traffic swapping on Cardano is being done on MinSwap and Saturn Swap, it looks like. So yeah, a lot of MinSwap. Danzo, nice. What is this? Do I need to know about Danzo? I like the name. I like the name, Danzo. How did I not know about this? Welcome to Danzo Crypto. More than a meme, more than a DeFi, MemeFi combines the best of both worlds. Step into the Danzo arena, where weak holders pay the strong, and dive into the Danzo casino. Oh my gosh. We gotta check this out. Let's go to the website. Danzo Casino was... What? Oh, man. Okay, so, yeah, I'm not safe. So, yeah, I'm not safe there. I don't know what that was, but we'll have to put this in the trench. Put it in the trench, they say. All right. Let's go to danocrypto.com and let's see kind of what is happening on the 5-minute in terms of the top 100 tokens. Seeing a bit of a pullback. The interesting thing, though, is that I think there's some bullish mega whale sentiment with Pepe. And I know there's some controversy. You got the OG Pepe coin, which came out in 2016, which a lot of people, I don't want to say a lot of people, but there's some people that are, speculating that, the people that are holding Pepe, or all these people that are holding Pepe, they're going to pivot into Pepe coin, and then Pepe coin will eventually be the winner. And I don't know. I don't see that happening, because it's like, okay, well, why didn't Kraken list Pepe coin and make a whole campaign for listing Pepe coin? Kraken just did a big spot drop listing for Pepe. This particular Pepe is getting the highest trading volume out of every meme coin. I mean, if you just go to the trading volume of tokens, Pepe is in the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's the ninth highest traded token in the entire market. Ninth highest traded token in the entire market. Pretty freaking crazy. All right, so let's get on with the 3 steps, because I'm sure you guys are wondering, what are the 3 steps? I'm sure you're at the edge of your seat wondering what the 3 steps are. You're at the edge of your gaming chair. I've been doing a lot of this, screaming in the microphone. I hope the headphone users are not wrecked. I'm so sorry. Headphone users wrecked. But all right, let's break down the 3 steps. Okay. Steps. Step 1, diversify. So why would you want to have diversification? And oh my gosh, the matrix is glitching. My brick wall is being cracked in the back here. This is real brick. By the way, guys, I don't know if you knew. I don't know if you know that this is real brick. This brick is straight from straight from Old Town. I'll just say that. Straight from Old Town. All right, so why would you want to diversify? And why do people want to always try and call my camera? Right now, iPhone, you are a camera. You're not a phone. You're a camera right now. I need you to just be a camera. Okay, but I probably should see who was calling me. Hold on just a second. Why are people trying to call me right now? Yeah, they're just gonna have to wait. They're just gonna have to wait. Trying to do something important here. But if it rings again and it just keeps ringing, then okay, then I gotta answer it. All right, so diversification. Why would you want to do this? Okay, so it reduces risk by spreading the investments across different tokens, having a big portion in maybe the major top 100, the major coins like Bitcoin, Ethereum for stability, and then you're capitalizing on different market movements, okay? So basically, how you would diversify is obviously being in cryptocurrencies and also maybe even adding a little bit of gold, maybe even adding a little bit of the stock, the NASDAQ stock portfolio of bullish crypto company stocks, which is the main one right now is Coin. You know, Coin is just shooting up just because of the success and ultimately, you know, the Coinbase is the one who is issuing this Bitcoin for BlackRock. And so success of Bitcoin, success of the ETFs, success of Coinbase wallets doing well, onboarding people. So the coin stock itself is going to go up. So that's a good example of having diversification. And so we're also going to kind of keep going down here. We're going to break it down because you can go and now you have a little bit of exposure in Bitcoin. You got some Ethereum. You got a little Solana. You kind of have all these, you know, bullish layer 1s and 2s that are being used. AVAX. So then you go and you add in promising altcoins and you look for the projects with the real world application or strong technological innovations. And we want to remind you guys too that really the strong technological innovations, yes, you want to have real world applications. Like, okay, does it have a use case? That kind of isn't the case anymore. Like, you don't really need a use case. You don't need utility. The utility is just get people to buy the token. Is the token going to be popular enough to grab attention and have people buy it? That's it. It doesn't have to do some crazy thing. It doesn't have to, have some mega promise that it needs to complete. It's just, does it have enough attention towards it for people to be able to buy it? That's it. And so the real world application and also the strong technological innovation of, say, like DeFi, the NFTs or DPIN or real world assets, you know, companies tokenizing stocks, that's all fine and good. But ultimately, it's just a popularity game. It's an attention game. So which altcoins are getting the most attention? Trade those. Hold those. You got the layer 1 blockchains, you got the layer 2s, the DeFi tokens, privacy, etc. You know, pick your narrative. We know what the strong narratives are right now. And then you just need to have a split, nice diversification through all of these projects. So a good allocation strategy would be to use the 60-30-10 rule, which is you got a like pretty heavy Bitcoin. And so that's very paralleled and mirrored of what our portfolio is that we're more heavy in Bitcoin. And then and 60, 30, 10 is like Bitcoin, Ethereum, 30%, 60% of Bitcoin, 30% in Ethereum, and then established altcoins, and 10% in new speculative projects, which you could add that as the memes, maybe new launches, or, you know, you have a little portfolio percentage that you're like, all right, I'm going to like allocate this to mass speculation, and then, but know that I have a balanced portfolio of a 60, 30, 10. And that could be just the ultimate first step into establishing a good portfolio going into the bull run. All right, so are you guys with me? Put a 1 in the chat if you're with me. I don't want to be like I'm talking to myself. Like, are you guys with me? Are you with me here? All right, please let me know you're with me, that I did not lose you. Okay. All right, so step 2, have multiple exchanges and wallets set up. You have to have multiple exchanges and wallets set up, okay? So this is going to ensure you aren't locked out of platforms that are going to go down or have issues, which, guys, it is going to happen. These platforms are going to go down. Coinbase, when Bitcoin's at 100K and people are FOMO downloading Coinbase and trying to spot buy Bitcoin because their fear of missing out, it's going to go down. Coinbase is going to go down. I'm just telling you right now. Don't think it's not going to happen. And then the exchange that you think is the one that will 100% go down and have problems, that's going to be the one that won't. That's going to be, and that's it, and that's just the classic thing that happens in crypto. The exchange you think isn't going to go down or have problems is the one that will, and the one you think is small or it's like too risky will have no issues. So this is what you need to do. You got to have multiple exchanges set up. Have multiple exchanges and wallets set up to where you're not stonewalled, you're not blocked, you're not put in a situation where you're like scrambling, you're running, you're like, I remember in the last bull run when I was first downloading these exchanges and didn't know crap, I had Voyager, and Voyager perfectly timed when the market's pumping like crazy. Guess what it says when you pull up the app? Just guess. Sorry for the inconvenience. We're experiencing high network traffic and we're working to resolve the issue. And you're like, you want to freaking scream. So don't get caught like that. Don't get caught like that. Don't get caught with your pants down on your ankles. Don't do that. So this is what you're going to do. You're going to set up all the exchanges, every single one. You're going to all of them, as many as you can. As many as you can. And reap the rewards. They all have deposit bonuses and whatever it may be. Don't also get fooled by saying, oh, we're going to give you 15% to stake whatever. It's a scam. Don't stake a damn thing. You know what you need to be staking is your coins in your own cold storage. And that's why we have to go into the next part of the step 2, which is setting up the wallets. Set up a digital wallet. You got to have a MetaMask. You got to have a Phantom wallet. You got to have a Trust wallet. You got to have a NAMI wallet. Have a Cardano wallet. Soulflare. I mean, there's what other wallets are there? Gosh, there's the Coinbase wallet. There's Uniswap has their own wallet. I mean, there's OKX is one of the biggest, most popular like DeFi wallets. Crypto.com has a DeFi wallet. Just go down the list. BYBIT has a way to have a DeFi wallet. You need to have all of these set up. But remember, Binance is still available in the US. You do have Binance US, and you can KYC for that if you live in the United States. And then you can be able to have more deposits, more withdrawals then said whatever other exchange. This is how you have to think. You got to be able to move. You got to be able to say, okay, I have multiple exchanges set up, and all of them have a limited withdrawal for the day. Say your coins are running, and it's like fast. I mean, you got to like make moves fast. You got to DCA out when things are getting hot, and you need to be able to do it. So this is how you do it. So just to remind you guys again, the why ensures you aren't locked out of one platform goes down or one of them has issues, and it provides options for trading during the high volatility. And so the how is exchanges. You have centralized exchanges like Coinbase, Binance, Kraken, Gemini, Crypto.com. We have links in the description for these, by the way. Coinbase, Crypto.com. And then we have all the ones that have more of the trading options that I know you guys like. And so make sure you're setting up all of these exchanges. If you don't have these set up, do it now. Like literally do it right now. And why not use mine? So go in the links in the description and check them out. All right, so check it out. Decentralized. Okay, once you start getting into DeFi and you set up the cold wallets or you set up the hot wallets, then you're going to need to learn how to use Uniswap, SushiSwap, the DeFi protocols that are on these chains. And luckily, things like Uniswap, multi-chain, you can go in and use Ethereum, Polygon, and just all down the line. You'll learn how to use these things. Then, and this is without KYC. You don't have to KYC. You download the wallet, you get your seed phrase, write it down, put it in a safe place, and then this is how you're going to go into DeFi. And so regional, using exchanges popular in different regions, potential better rates, hot wallets for easy access like MetaMask, Trust Wallet, like we just said, and then the cold storage. And by the way, guys, we're running the BITFLEX giveaway to be able to win one of these cold storage wallets. So it's all like you literally with one action of going into this, you can enter a chance to win the Treasure Safe, to have a cold storage wallet, have a new exchange set up, and then bam, you're ready to go. And so, multi-signature wallets for added security where multiple keys are needed to authorize a transaction. And so then, so you guys got it? You with me? Are you still with me? I hope you're still with me. So step 3 is very important. This might be the most important step of all. HODLing and taking the profits. So we'll explain to you the why. Why would you want to HODL? Now, it's for long-term holding, can benefit from market growth. HODLing is ultimately the best outperforming strategy of trading, intraday trading, even investing in new launches or ICOs or whatever it may be. HODLing and DCAing into the market of the most popular narratives and the store of values is ultimately what is going to give you the most returns. But the key of the HODL is that you can't just hold it forever, because then you're round tripping. 99.9% of the people in the bull run in 2021 round trip the bag. Only 0.01% of people got out alive. That's the truth. 99.9% of the people in the last bull run round tripped and got wrecked. 0.1% of people managed to be like, I'm out. And they were legends. Legendary. If they saw that and were able to go, okay, done. I'm going to take some profits now. A lot of people thought, they were like, let's keep it going, triple it, double it, quadruple it down, bet the farm, bet the house, it's all going in. And then they got wrecked. So part of the HODL strategy is actually taking the profits as well. That's why it's so tricky. It's so tricky. You're like, I've been hodling. I got to keep holding it. But then you got to know when to sell. So here's the strategy. Here it is. Taking profits is going to protect the gains and provides liquidity for future investments or expenses for you to be able to make some moves. Okay, so here's the how. Here's the HODL strategy. So you got your core holdings. You keep a substantial part in top cryptocurrencies for the long term. So if you're a believer, say you're like a believer that the meme super cycle is actually going to go into the next like year, 2 years. So then you'd say, okay, well, what's the strongest memes? You say, okay, like Dogecoin's still really popular. SHIB's really popular. I mean, Floki's were super popular. You got Dog with Hat. You got Pepe. You got all these like, meme tokens that are trading high volume. Are those going to be long-term plays? Well, you would want to still take profits off of those. Scoop the cream off of the sundae when it starts, and the whipped cream when it starts to, flow and melt over, and there's so much, you got to start to like scoop off a little bit. But you have your core holdings. So, and then part of the HODL strategy is that you ignore the short-term fluctuations. You have to ignore the short-term fluctuations and focus on the long-term value rather than the daily price swings. So what I did as a big mistake is get caught up in crypto Twitter and get caught up in short-term price fluctuations and making dumb, stupid moves by fear and FUD or FOMO. All of this will wreck your HODL strategy. And so what you have to do is very important, is to ignore the short-term fluctuations, which is happening right now as we speak with the key core holdings. You're going to see swings to the upside and swings to the downside. And when we're in the bull run and bull market, which we are in right now, we're in the last portion of it, the last 6 months, which historically 500 days after the halving is when we get the peak. We're 220 days after the halving, so we're basically almost halfway there. But we still have 5 to 6 months for it to play out. And so all during that time, you're going to have price fluctuations. They're going to swing. All right, so now we go into the profit-taking strategy. So how are you going to take profits? Well, you're going to set price targets. You're going to decide at which price points you'll sell portions of your holdings. And the percentage sell percentage might be at different highs. Example being like at 10% or 10%. I'm going to take 10% when I'm at a 2x. I'm going to take 20% when I'm at a 3x, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You're DCAing out, similar to dollar cost averaging in, but with selling small amounts regularly during the bull run. And so in reinvestment, consider reinvesting profits into undervalued assets or other investment opportunities. Now, this is where a lot of people got fully wrecked because they took profits on something that they were like, yes, oh my gosh, it did so good. And then they went into another gambling speculative asset, and that thing wrecked them. So what you need to do is study this market and be like, okay, like what are people pivoting into by market metrics, not by what you think or by what you saw as like funny or whatever. No, it's just like, what are people buying and what are people pivoting their profits into? A lot of it might be Solana, Ethereum, and Bitcoin. As boring as that sounds, guess what? People are going to DCA out of their altcoins and back into the things that they think are going to be long-term solid plays to hold. So as boring as that sounds, it rotating your profits and dollar cost averaging out of the altcoins that are making you crazy gains, you need to figure out like where you're going to put it. Like, are you going to gamble it again? Are you going to be safe. Like, this is actually really crazy. You know, Becker is as degenerate as Alex Becker is. He gave such good advice recently on his one of his last videos that he did on where is, like, if you're at 100K or 200K in your crypto portfolio, take 100K out and put it in something that is going to give you passive income from the most boring stock market, Roth, whatever, index fund. Go to a financial advisor and literally give them that 100K, go to Fidelity, go to Vanguard, and be like, what can I put this in to give me passive income indefinitely for the next 10 years? And that, my friends, could be the difference of you stepping out of the freaking casino and being like, I did it. There it is. And so, and this is a reminder, Headband's making a good reminder, not all tokens go up. Just because you see something that's maybe pumping a little bit, and then all of a sudden you're like, okay, I'm gonna pivot and go into that. That's the moment that thing, whatever it is, it's like, that was it. And you could be buying the top and watch those profits literally go right to zero. So how do you protect them? If you did it, if you made it, and you made that 100K, then protect it. Don't gamble it again. Like, don't gamble it. You gotta think that it's not just all crypto. It's not just like, this is when we go back to the first step, diversification. Then it basically goes all back to this. It goes from the third step where you hodl, you then take the profits, you DCA out, and then you just go back to diversification. And you say, okay, now I'm going to diversify the profits that I just made into something stable, and just leave a little portion to gamble. So you would leave that little portion to re-gamble and speculate. Little portion to re-gamble and speculate. 10% to 20% of... And Bluff City says, if you have less than 75K, you shouldn't diversify. You could say that, yeah. But it all depends. It really all depends. This is the thing. As crazy as it sounds, look what happened to people in Terra Luna. Look what happened to people. I bet a lot of people probably took their profits and were like, I'm going to put them into Terra Luna and stake my TUSD and get 20%. And guess what happened? It got wrecked hard. And we don't want to get caught in that type of situation. So if you're at 200K and you take that 100K and put it into something that's boring as what the index fund's paying you, passive income, you could still have that going, but then you could also say, all right, well, let me test out the stable coin percentages and the liquidity pools and stuff like that. That's why you want to leave a little portion to re-gamble and speculate, of course, and then take a big portion, and then you do what I just said. But it's not financial advice. You got to figure out your own strategy, but I think if you have at least the basis of these three rules right here, these three steps, I think we could do pretty well. We could do pretty well. And Bluffy City says, if you want to be rich, you have to pick one solid coin and ride it with conviction. Yeah, that's true. But the thing is like, what if that one coin, even that one coin, That one coin. You believe in it so much. It's risky as hell. Why do you think most of the people in crypto buy multiple tokens? If that was the case, everyone would just buy Bitcoin. Everyone would just buy Bitcoin. If that was the case, everyone would just buy Bitcoin. And they would say, screw everything else. I'm just going to buy Bitcoin because that's the obvious one, right? That's why there's altcoins. Because people are still not able to do that. But yeah, ticker Bitcoin will single-handedly make me a millionaire. And yeah, I believe that, Headband. I 100% believe that. Moonwell, USDC, ETH, 10% APY. The thing with the 10%, it starts going over 10%. It's fishy. It starts going over 10% of a yield. It's a little fishy. We should learn from our mistakes about the crazy percentages of yield. It's like if you can do it fast and get out, sure. But the moment you think it's just gonna last, that's the moment that things like Voyager happened and Terra Luna happened, where things just got so oversaturated in that regard. I'll have to look up with Moonwell. Give me a link. Maybe I'm just misinformed. Am I over Ponky? No, not at all. You guys saw the video, right? Yeah, and I'm just mentioning Voyager because that was the exchange that I was using a few years ago. That was one of the exchanges that fully went down. And they were offering crazy yield. They were offering 15%, 20% on some things, and it was just wild. All right, so we got through this. I was hoping I could get through this before the end of the stream. So we have the 3 steps for a successful bull run is to have a diversified portfolio with an allocation strategy, maybe similar to a 60-30-30-10 rule. Have multiple exchanges set up and wallets set up so you can be able to make moves whenever there's crazy things happening and the market's going wild. And then you want to have a hodling and taking profit strategy, which means you're hodling for a certain price point or at least a certain range where you're going to then start DCAing out of your said tokens. And then once you feel like you've made a good portion of it, you can decide to play the safe game and take some of it and just put it into something boring, whatever it may be. You choose that, because you guys have different strategies. You might have a different strategy for that, or risk profile too. You're more risk adverse or risk off, risk on, and then just take a little portion of it and re-gamble, speculate into some new things, and maybe even see if you can take that 10% of whatever the 100K or 200K you made, maybe even more than that, and see if you can run it up again a little bit. Who knows? Because that is kind of what happened with some of these altcoins. When Bitcoin started to pump, we had the rotation, and then a lot of these altcoins pumped hard, and if you were quick enough, you took the profits, you didn't stay in, and then you got right out. Yeah. All right. Well, that's the 3 steps. The 3 steps for a successful bull run. And I hope it helps. I hope it helps. Bluff City breaks. Okay. I'll check it out. And this is, you said Moonwell. Okay. Why do I not know about Moonwell? Am I just dumb? I'm sorry, guys. Maybe I'm just dumb. Moonwell DeFi. Bringing the world of on-chain with simple yet powerful financial tools built on the base chain. And don't overcomplicate the bull run, by the way. Yeah, it can be very easy to overcomplicate it. That's another point. Great point, Bluff, is that you can overcomplicate it. Like, I think I overcomplicated it the last bull run. And maybe even the past 2 years, I've sometimes overcomplicated it. And now this is why I've been so adamant about just like, keep it simple. I know what I've been studying is going to do well. Just make the moves and just act on the strategy. If I have to pivot, if something goes crazy wrong and you have to pivot, be prepared to do it. Dano is the definition of overcomplicating it. I'm going to eat a fucking banana on that note. Damn it. I know if you read some of my posts, my woe posts on X, you'd be like, I think he's hurt. I think something's wrong with him. I think he's been hurt really bad. It's the banana zone. Guys, did you know it's the banana zone? Did you know that the zone of the banana is right here? Look, this is why it's called the banana zone. Is because the coin just starts to go, yeah. Now I'm choking on a banana. Now you can meme that. Dano Crypto chokes on a banana while on stream. Or you can meme and say Dano Crypto deep throats a banana while being bullish of the banana zone on stream. Let's go. Now I've truly lost it. I've truly lost my mind. Okay. It's a really tasty banana. It's a good banana. It's really good. Sometimes when you haven't had a banana in a little bit, it's like it tastes really good. All right. Well, we're getting a nice little pullback here. We're getting a nice little pullback on Pepe. We were doing really good on our Pepe trades, and we were thinking, let's go long again. And son of a gun, look at what actually ended up playing out for what we were talking about for the short potential. I don't know if you guys were watching the stream the other night. We were like, okay, it's looking more like in the cards we get a pretty decent short on this. And look at where it went. And we got out of the short and tried to go long. This is why you shouldn't listen to me. You shouldn't listen to me. Don't listen to me. I mean, if you would have listened to me with the short and stayed in it instead of being an idiot like me and get out of it, that would have been the damn move. That would have been the move. Would have been printing. And then re-entered back in with literally the same amount that we went in and ride that sucker right back up to our spot. But now we're down 36% instead. And we're eating a freaking banana on stream. And so that's where we're at right now. That's where we're at. Honestly, guys, I can't tell you why my wife likes me or loves me or is even with me. I cannot explain to you because my wife is a saint. She's a angel. She's a gem. She is a pick of picks. She is the Game of Wife Thrones. She is the she's like the OG. She's the OG. And I don't know how the hell I managed to get her to pay attention to me. And let alone marry me and have a kid with me. God, have no idea. I don't know. I have no idea. I think that if anything if God has blessed me in a way, he gave me my wife. Because, man, don't know how I managed to do that. Bullish on the wife. Bullish on the wife. All right. Well, we had about how many viewers did we have? Concurrent viewers total 25, and we got 15 likes. So that would be cool if we could get it up to 20 before we end the live stream. That would be pretty cool. If we can get it to 20 before we end the live stream, that would be amazing. And for you guys that were tuning in at different points, the main topic of discussion for today was the 30 steps for a successful bull run, which is talking about, diversification, having multiple exchanges and wallets set up, and having a hodling and taking profit strategy. Now, I don't know if you want this, but maybe if you guys want this, hey, let's do this. Let's just copy everything. We're going to copy everything, and then we're going to post this on old Twitter. Wonder how it's going to post. Okay. Yeah, doesn't look very pretty, but who cares? All right, that's the strategy. Okay, guys, thank you for tuning in. I really do appreciate you. And let's see. I wanted to see how many people were watching across all platforms. Okay, we got 31 people watching. Had 9 people on X. And 1 person on Twitch. So we actually were really trying to get the Twitch profile looking better. And let's see if, where is it at? Twitch. There we go. Twitch.tv, and the link for this is twitch.tv /Dano Crypto, twitch.tv, and the link for this is twitch.tv /Dano. All right, there we go. It's working. All right. I have 17 followers. Oh, was it just you? It was just you on Twitch? Yeah, I know. Yeah, no, YouTube is honestly, to be honest, I can't stand YouTube now. YouTube drives me freaking crazy. YouTube drives me crazy. Why? Because they don't pay enough. They take 60% of the money that you make. You're creating the content and putting content on their platform, and you basically have to pay for it. It's they don't even give you the support that you really should get, and that's why a lot of people ended up leaving YouTube and going to Rumble and other formats like X. X is starting to. Here, for example, guys, I posted my Pepe video, and in the first day on X, it got 5,000 views. 5,000 impressions and engagements. It got 50 or more reposts. It had over 200 something likes on it. And guess what? That same video on YouTube still to this day, 5 days later, 4 days later, only has 50 views. 50. That's it. 9 likes. It's gay. Sorry to say it, but it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Well, because they probably get pushed. Probably because of the algorithm, man. So it's like for crypto, I don't know what it is. It's either one or two things. My channel sucks or I've been blackballed. You guys obviously don't think it sucks. You're watching the channel. Enough of you are watching it where at least you guys don't think this channel sucks. I at least mildly entertain you or make you laugh. And I think that's worth some damn algorithm engagement, because holy crap, it's ridiculous. It's terrible. I just don't think YouTube's been playing nice with me. And by the way, I mean, they banned my channel. I mean, they deleted my channel. And I didn't. It took a little bit for me to get it back, and I also had my X account banned as well. So I feel like I've hit a couple snags in the algorithm where normally a channel like mine, like I do pretty well. Like I'm consistently doing live streams, I'm posting content, and they do not give me a rip of algo. I mean, compared to other channels, I am like on the bottom of the totem pole when it comes to algorithm. It's absolutely atrocious. They could treat me a little bit better. I've even complained on X to YouTube, YouTube creators or whatever, their main account. And they're like, we're so sorry. Let us know what we can do. I'm like, open the gates, guys. Like, put me in the freaking search before I start throwing F-bombs on the stream. And to be honest, if you stick with me, this is the thing. If you stick with the live stream, I might be flying that damn plane and getting to a point, and I'll land it eventually. I'll land the damn plane, but you got to stick with it. I'm not a like zoom in. I'm not like that like freaking fast like idiot TikTok like fast content kind of guy. That's not me. You're gonna get through a couple of rants. You're gonna get through you're gonna get through a couple of different layers like an onion. Onions, they have layers. Like an ogre. You know what else has layers? Parfaits. All right, I got it in the stream now. All right, it's crashing and burning, and I have no excuse for why the algorithm doesn't work for me. This should be a perfect example. All right, guys, I'll see you on the next one. This is the last live stream for the week, and I don't know what keeps happening with my brick wall. Someone keeps trying to bust through the brick wall. I don't know, is it like the damn Kool-Aid man? Is that a meme yet? Is the Kool-Aid man busting through the wall a meme yet? Like, that was a meme. Has it been made yet? If it hasn't, go ahead and make it. But make sure you send me the contract address before you launch it. All right, guys. I'll see you Monday. Where do you think Bitcoin's going to be? Possibly at 80K? Or are we going to go right back down to 72 or $69,000 and we all get wrecked? We'll see. Pretty good chance that we're going to be over 80K through the weekend. But, man, it's going to be a little volatile. But I hope you guys are going to stick through it and you're going to remember what we talked about for the 3-step process of going into this bull run, which is going to be going into next year. So just remember, we got 5-6 months of some craziness, and you got to keep your head on straight. And hopefully you guys are going to be coming to this channel to get your info, your alpha, and maybe a couple laughs here and there. But all right. With that being said, God bless you and your families. And yeah, I will pray for all you guys. And I will pray for myself, and I'll pray for everyone to have a successful year and a successful bull run. I'll see you guys on Monday. Peace out.